This is a stimulus and Social Security update. Got some important update to share with you. Joe Manchin has a plan for Social Security. I'll let you know what that is. And the big question, should rich people still get Social Security? There's $750 and $1,500 checks going out. Elizabeth Warren calling for an unlimited debt ceiling, I guess no debt ceiling. I'll play the video clip of what she says as the Senate GOP are leaving it all up to Kevin McCarthy to figure out what's going on with this debt ceiling drama, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more daily, straight-to-the-point updates on matters that financially matter to you. So, this Social Security change would be easiest and quickest, Manchin says, what debt ceiling negotiations may mean for benefits. So, as Democrats and Republicans negotiate over the nation's debt ceiling, some worry changes to Social Security benefits could be on the line. Senator Joe Manchin said that increasing the payroll taxes wealthy pay may help shore up the program. So, Joe Manchin thinks that the wealthy should be taxed more, the payroll taxes for people who are earning more money. What was said here is, I've got 60% of my population that's all they have is Medicare and Social Security. You think I'm going to go down the path and put them in jeopardy? No. The easiest and quickest thing we could do is to raise the cap while also curbing wasteful spending. So Joe Manchin, when it comes to cutting Medicare and Social Security, he is a no for that in terms of this debt ceiling negotiations, saying 60% of his population, they're on Medicare and Social Security. So I'm really curious about other states where people who want to cut Social Security, Medicare, what population of their constituents are on Medicare and Social Security. So Joe Manchin, not for the cut, but raising the cap so that more money can be raised for Social Security. And the big question here, could Social Security be taken away from the rich? Some lawmakers have suggested means testing as a way to help with Social Security revenue crisis, while yanking benefits from the wealthy might save the program money. It's not such a simple solution. So my question to you is, if someone is rich, should they still be entitled to Social Security, or they have enough money that they don't need Social Security? Tough question, because if they paid into it, maybe they were poor to begin with and then they wound up rich later on. Or what if they were rich early on and then poor later on and they needed that money? Or, I don't know, whatever the scenario. I'm curious, should rich people be allowed to get Social Security? Let me know your thoughts on that. And then final one-off checks between $750 and $1,500 being sent to the mail in days. Exact date all payments are going out by. So Colorado, people in Colorado who file their tax returns by October 17th can expect to get their Colorado cashback rebate by January 31st. So that is just a week away for those $750 for individual and $1,500 checks for couples there. So those January 31st, those checks are going out. And then Democrats push to eliminate the debt ceiling, allow unlimited government borrowing. So Democrats say it's dangerous for Republicans to demand spending cuts as a condition of raising the borrowing limit. So dozens of House Democrats have proposed legislation that would eliminate the debt ceiling, which would allow government to borrow without any limit set by Congress. Is this okay? Having an unlimited amount, basically a credit card with no limit on it. Is that a good idea for the U.S.? I don't know. That's what I guess the House Democrats want, and the Republicans want to put a limit on that and have a limit, basically a credit card with a certain limit on it so you don't overspend. Well, the fight is getting ugly, so Senate GOP to McCarthy, the debt fight is all yours. A handful of Republican senators, helped twice raise the nation's borrowing ceiling in 2021. They're less willing to step into breach this time. They're all like, hey, let's let the new speaker handle this whole fight. We don't want to deal with any of this. Seems like a big mess. As the Democrats and Republicans both rolling up their sleeves, basically about to have a brawl with each other, a big fight, basically getting in each other's faces, metaphorically speaking. But the fight really hasn't happened yet. They're gearing up. They haven't even spoken to each other yet. Just on the news, talking to the newscasters, which I'm about to show you. So Warren, Republicans threatening to wreck economy in debt ceiling battle to protect wealthy. So there are definitely different spins on this from both the Democrats and the Republicans, putting a totally different spin to blame the other party. Take a look at Elizabeth Warren's perspective on it right here.
You have written a piece about the debt ceiling battle in an op-ed for the Boston Globe, and it's entitled "The Republican Con on the Debt Ceiling." And in it, you write in part this, Senator Warren: House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and extremist Republicans are running a con game. They claim their plan to use the debt ceiling to trigger global economic chaos is about fiscal responsibility. It's not. The House Republican plan for the debt ceiling is about protecting the wealthy and the well-connected from paying their fair share in taxes. Nothing more, nothing less. Here's the ultimate irony of today's Republican scam. Without years of Republican handouts to the wealthy, there would be no debt ceiling hostage to take. Serious conversations about reducing the national debt should start here. Repeal the 2017 Trump tax giveaways to the wealthy. Second, stitch up the last-minute loopholes punched in the 15% minimum tax on tax-dodging billion-dollar corporations, and give extra bite to taxes on corporate stock buybacks designed to goose up CEO pay. Third, shut down tax havens for big multinational corporations. Fourth, ask billionaires to pay taxes on their growing piles of wealth. Finally, say no to the ridiculous and unpopular Republican schemes to increase our national debt.
Senator, as you know, and I think a lot of people watching know, when you raise a debt ceiling, you're not talking about future debt. You're talking about the debt already incurred and all of those things you were just talking about. So much of it is what actually Congress will be paying off, the tax Trump giveaways to the richest Americans, the billionaires and the multinational corporations and their stock buybacks.
You know, in fact, Joe, it's exactly that. If the Republicans had not pushed just two things, the Republican tax cuts that went mostly to those at the very top and the biggest corporations, and hollowing out the IRS specifically so they could not hold wealthy tax cheats accountable, wouldn't be able to audit them. If those two things had not happened, then we wouldn't even hit the debt ceiling at any time during the first Biden administration. Think about that. This is a manufactured crisis. And the real issue at stake here is who's going to pay to run this government. The Republicans are real clear on that, not the rich folks. The first thing they have done after they took over the House is they wanted to pass a bill to make it easier for wealthy tax cheats to get away with it. And they're now going to put forward a proposal to put a 30% nationwide sales tax in place. And that's on everything from rent to groceries to diapers to car repairs. And do what? Cut taxes for those at the very top. That's not going to bring down our deficit. It's not going to bring down the national debt. The Republicans are there to try to protect the wealthy. And my point about this is to say to everybody else, we got to call the Republicans out on this. They are threatening to wreck our entire economy just to protect a wealthy handful. If this were really about the national debt, then there are plenty of places we could go to stitch up loopholes, like no more of these tax havens abroad, that we could get that under control. But that is not where the Republicans want to go. Instead, they want to cut Social Security. They want to cut Medicare. Why? So they can protect the rich folks. And we got to put a stop to this.
Senator Warren, it's Lawrence O'Donnell. Why are we here now? Why didn't Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer run a debt ceiling increase through both bodies in a lame duck session last month in December?
Look, I pushed as hard as I possibly could for that. But it's hard to get all the votes together. And you know this as well as anyone. It is hard in Congress when the problem is not staring you right in the face to go ahead and take on the burden of trying to get through an increase in the debt ceiling. I want to lay this, though. I understand your point about our being in the majority. I pushed it myself. But do keep in mind, it's Mitch McConnell who said no, 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 no on raising the debt ceiling. They were fine with raising the debt ceiling when Donald Trump was president. In fact, the Republicans voted 3 times to raise the debt ceiling. In the 4 years of the Trump administration, no muss, no fuss, just get it done. But once we've got a Democrat in the White House, now, no, they don't want to raise the debt ceiling. They want to create as much economic chaos as they can and keep offering tax cuts to their rich buddies. So I think that's the political dynamics of what's going on here.
Senator, we're talking about governing, we're talking about getting things done, as you just pointed out. I want to read you just 2 paragraphs from the front page of the New York Times this morning, a Jonathan Swan piece titled "Speakers Union with Firebrand May Shape GOP." Days after he won his gavel in a protracted fight with hard-right Republicans, Speaker Kevin McCarthy gushed to a friend about the ironclad bond he had developed with an unlikely ally in his battle for political survival, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. Quote, "I will never leave that woman," Mr. McCarthy, a California Republican, told the friend. Quote, "I will always take care of her," unquote. What does that bode for a sensible resolution to any crisis, never mind the debt crisis?
That's right. And you've put it right, to any problems that we face. You know, here's the problem we've got now with this House of Representatives. And that is there are a group of people there who embrace the chaos because they have exactly one goal in mind: get Donald Trump reelected. And if a lot of chaos, if the next 2 years are nothing but Sturm and Drang, if there are cuts to Social Security that they can turn around then and blame on the Democrats, if the economy goes over a cliff, if the worldwide economy blows up, there are Republicans, particularly in the House, who think, hey, that's going to make it easier to get our guy back in the White House. And so long as that's their mindset, that's not a position of negotiating to try to make things better, safer in this country, to make this country work better for hardworking families who get up every day and just want to be able to do their work, pay their bills, and keep going. We need a government on their side, not a government that's in total chaos and turmoil. And I fear that we've got Republicans in the House who embrace the turmoil and think that's politically going to advance their interests. That really worries me.
What are your thoughts on this debt ceiling debate? Do you agree with Elizabeth Warren and some of the Democrats, or do you think there could be some type of common ground for both Democrats and Republicans to get together on? Let me know your thoughts on that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hey guys, this is the tip of the day. Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do. When you do something and you don't learn, you will be a better person. If you learn, then you'll grow up and be more better at things that you learned. That's all I want to give the explanation to you. Guys, see you in the next tip of the day, and be safe. See you in the next tip of the day.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. I am about to go to the doctor to see what's going on with my ankle. Hopefully, things are all going according to plan. I'm walking much better now. Come to think of it, actually, I probably could stand for videos now. Maybe I'll do that. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.